Let's jump right in. Welcome to this explainer. Today we're zeroing in on something literally every single one of us battles with, holding on to our mental focus. We're unpacking a really concentrated piece of source material all about what's called mental recalibration and disciplined redirection. Now I know that sounds intense, maybe even a little academic, right? But the mechanics we're going to unpack here are incredibly grounded. It's a highly practical way to handle your workflow and honestly, your daily energy. Because instead of just throwing our hands up and accepting brain fatigue as a given, this material gives us a clear, structured approach. It teaches us how to spot exactly when we've lost our edge and what deliberate steps we need to take to get it back.
So, before we get into the nuts and bolts of how this works, let's ask a really direct question. How do we actually redirect our energy? I want you to think about it for a second. You know that dreaded wall you hit at, say, 2 in the afternoon, when your mental fatigue is just so high that you're rereading the exact same sentence 5 times and absolutely nothing is sinking in. What is your default reaction there? Do you just try to brute force push through the brain fog, hoping sheer willpower is going to magically save the day? Or maybe you just start mindlessly scrolling on your phone, trading one kind of cognitive drain for another. Hey, we've all been there. But today's source text acts as our ultimate toolkit for answering this exact dilemma. It gives us a precise mechanism to take all that scattered, exhausted feeling and point those cognitive resources exactly where they need to be. It's kind of like totally resetting the mental board.
All right, Section 1, Mental Recalibration. Unpacking the core concept. Let's dive right into this.
Let's get perfectly clear on what we actually mean by mental recalibration, at least based on our source material. The text defines it as the act of taking a break and stopping thoughts to redirect energy. Basically, we're taking the specific actions listed in the text and combining them into this one core philosophy. And I want you to notice something absolutely crucial here. It's a two-part harmony. It's the deliberate combo of pausing your physical momentum and halting your internal noise so you can aim your energy with real intention. Think about it. If you just step away from your desk, but you're still agonizing over an email or stressing over a looming deadline, you haven't actually recalibrated at all. You've literally just changed locations while dragging the exact same cognitive load right along with you. The source material is adamant that true recalibration demands both things, the physical halt and the mental pause. You have to actively decide to stop the current, unproductive flow of energy so you can consciously channel it somewhere else.
Moving on to Section 2, the power of pausing, actionable physical steps.
The source text breaks this physical phase down into a beautifully simple 3-part directive. Step 1, take a break. Step 2, redirect. Step 3, come back. Now, I want you to really feel the weight of these words and the actual time it takes to execute them. Take a break. Just stop. Create real physical distance between you and whatever task you're doing. Then redirect. Just like the text outlines, this means shifting your posture, changing your gaze, literally shifting your entire environment. Stand up, stretch out, look out a window, or even just go grab a glass of water. You are giving your nervous system a distinctly different input. And then finally, come back. Return to the task at hand. By pacing these actions out, you're not just taking a casual breather. You are physically embodying the concept of a reset. You're physically breaking the circuit of your own fatigue, creating a deliberate disruption of your physical inertia. Now let's look at Section 3, disciplined thought stopping, the cognitive action.
Because of course, the physical break is only half the equation, right? That brings us to a really crucial quote directly from the source. Practice disciplined thought-stopping techniques to redirect your energy. The operational word here is absolutely disciplined. I really want to emphasize that. This is not a passive thing. This isn't just letting your mind wander off and hoping you miraculously feel refreshed after 5 minutes. No way. It's an active, highly intentional practice. When those distracting, draining, or anxious thoughts start bubbling up, you know, the ones whispering about how much work you still have left or replaying that really frustrating meeting from this morning, you have to have the discipline to mentally cut them off. You have to recognize the thought, label it as unhelpful in the present moment, and firmly say no to following it down the rabbit hole. You are the ultimate gatekeeper of your own energy reserves, and guarding them requires active mental intervention.
So when we put these two elements side by side, we really see the full picture. On one side, we have the physical action, taking a break and coming back, and on the other side, the mental action, disciplined thought-stopping techniques. These are two distinct layers from our source text, and they absolutely have to work in synergy to achieve total focus. If you only take a physical break, but you let your mind endlessly race about your to-do list, well, you haven't actually rested your brain at all, have you? You've basically just taken your stress for a walk. But conversely, if you try to stop your thoughts while you're still staring at the same stressful screen or document, you haven't broken the physical circuit that triggered the fatigue in the first place. Your environment is still literally cueing your stress response. So you absolutely need both. The physical release to change the sensory input and the cognitive boundary to stop the internal drain. That is the core, game-changing insight of this entire framework.
Which leads us perfectly into Section 4, redirecting your energy, the ultimate goal. Everything we've covered today, the physical pauses, the disciplined mental stops, it all serves one unified, absolutely critical purpose. You are gathering up your scattered, chaotic energy, organizing it through these specific steps, and pointing it right where it matters most. So here's my question for you. Where are you going to use disciplined redirection today? I really challenge you to take these powerful micro-habits and apply them the very next time you feel your energy scattering or your focus starting to slip. Don't just default to pushing through the fatigue, and don't give in to distraction. Remember the formula. Stop physically, halt the mental noise, redirect, and come back with real intention. Thank you so much for exploring this framework with me today, and I'll catch you on the next explainer.